basically I do communications and change management services to mainly manufacturing, technically oriented businesses, and service organizations. So, well, first of all, I found it brilliant. It was a great experience. Not only what I learned, but also the way that it was delivered. You know, great organization, great trainers, and a great group of people to learn alongside. You know, there weren't too many of us, so over the 5 weeks we got to know each other quite well. You know, because there were, as well as group sessions, there were little breakouts, so the approach was very good. Why? I think first of all, you know, the team of Dandy people, you know, they're not just trainers. I shouldn't have said just. They're not a training organization, they're a practitioner organization. So every day working with their clients, they bring more experience. Second is that the structure of the course is very well organized. It takes you through in bite-sized chunks. So it isn't, you know, a huge amount of learning all in one go that might overload you. It's been well paced. And the third is the quality of the material that you get, not only you know, the formal learning you do. As you can see, I've got one of the Dandy people posters up on my wall. They're a great resource as an aid memoir of a way of reminding yourself of the key things. So, you know, Kenafin, the different approaches that there are. You know, it's good that every day I arrive at my desk and I see it, and you know, I'm not saying every day I read it, but you know, it's sometimes you just go, oh yeah, that's good. And certainly being close to me, you know, I can turn around and get it. And that's just one of a whole series of things. I've been looking, for instance, at the Agile HR, Agile recruitment. You know, so it's as I say, so it's experienced coaches who, you know, are more than lecturers. There's the pacing of the course, and then it's the content that you get, and there's way that is delivered. If I could have a fourth one, you know, it isn't just here's a lecture. You get some pre-reading, you get a chance to discuss what you've been reading about. You then do exercises, both as a big group, as a smaller group, uses some simple to use but very powerful tools, Mural, Slack, you know, ways of actually keeping together and using tools for a virtual training course, which perhaps is a positive that we can all take out of the various lockdowns and the downsides of the pandemic. You know, it's very well tuned for, you know, an international audience.
Yeah.
Why did I do it? Well, you know, I've been doing, as I say, change management, communications, and a lot behind that. There's a lot of project work, you know, project management. I've been doing that. I qualified as an engineer originally, and back when I qualified, the only alternative was really the waterfall approach. You know, I'm used to doing Gantt charts and, you know, the classic ways of managing a project. Clearly, with the development of Agile and its movement out of software into more general business applications, I wanted to learn more about Agile. I had a look at a whole variety of different places you could do courses, and the things that attracted me to Dandy people, it seemed to be a lot more friendly, a lot more iterative, a lot more of a process that put the student at the beginning. There were some very expensive courses which basically put you through a program. It was a bit like going back to school. The thing I liked about Dandy people, it recognized that, you know, the people who were on the course I was on anyway, had experience, some with Agile as coaches and as practitioners, but there were 2 or 3 of us who, you know, hadn't really done any formal training in Agile. And that approach of a mixed group was very attractive. It was international. I mean, I was one of a couple of people from the UK. We had people from Germany, some from Sweden, and there was one person came from North Africa. So, you know, it was diversity, it was different experiences. So as well as the actual content that Dandy people were able to deliver, it was also learning from, you know, the other people who were on the course with me. So it was very good.
Yeah, that's nice. So it met your expectations, or it
Definitely. You know, as I say, I probably arrived thinking, oh, there's a set of tools. There's scrums and scrum masters and sprints and Kanbans and all that sort of thing. But right from the very outset, Mia and the rest of the team made it clear that Agile it's a mindset. You know, it actually is much broader than the tools you use. Of course, you know, you get the chance to practice and learn and find out more about the specific tools, but actually understanding how that fits as part of a broader way of organizing an organization, you know, making it much more flexible. I think a lot of people use the word agile. You know, it seems to be a bit of a buzzword, but I think of that as agile having a capital A or a small a. You know, I think, you know, agile is a mindset if you put it with a capital A. With a smaller a, I think people just mean they're trying to say we're sort of entrepreneurial. So I think there is a distinction, but you know, I think it was a very good experience overall. Very good. The learning material is very well structured. You know, you have a mixture of material to read, some exercises to do, but also it's got peppered through it little videos from the team just explaining a concept. So, you know, you get if you like, you get a bite-size explanation as an introduction. You then have got some reading. It's very mixed style, so it isn't just lumps of text. You've got illustrations that are very they trigger thoughts in your mind, but also some fairly complex concepts are explained very clearly by having them visualized. Really, I mean, I took a huge amount from it. If you're still unsure, you know, you can listen to me. Feel free to search me out, but probably give one of the team in Dandy People a call. They're very friendly. You know, they'll tell you, you know, what's involved. There is a commitment. You know, you have to commit that you're probably going to do a couple or 3 hours a week pre-reading, you know, learning, and that sort of stimulates you into other areas. You know, quite often I would find myself reading something from the Dandy material, but then, oh, that's interesting, I want to find out about more. So you'd go off and look more broadly. Then you've got the, you know, the chance all the way through to ask questions nearly on a one-on-one basis. You know, we use Slack, we used the weekly calls where you could check in with one of the coaches, but then, you know, definitely, you know, engaging with the group sessions was very good. I mean, there were games, you know, business focused or work focused games and exercises that really gave you a chance to, as someone who hadn't really used the agile tools in anger, so to speak, you know, you get a chance to play around with them. And subsequently, I've actually, you know, thought a lot about how I can bring both the agile tools and the agile mindset into my practice. And you know, I've had conversations with people who, you know, they understand I can explain it much more clearly, and they're more interested in working together because, you know, I can bring a different dimension. So, you know, it's well priced. You know, the investment you're going to make is not gigantic. It's significant, but it's not gigantic. The time commitment, you know, as long as you're able to do it, it's significant, but it's not overloading. You can do it alongside your work. And then the quality of the material that you have afterwards is great as a reference that you can go back to, dip in, dip out as you need it in the future.
Yeah, super. Well, thank you so much for
No
your thoughts. Thanks.
Well, you know, as I say, I hope anyone watching this finds it useful.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great organization, great training, and you know, why not give it a go?
Yeah, and if they want to ask you anything more, just Matthew Hall on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah, look for me on LinkedIn. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, super. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.